She said no one would ever love me. Now I'm engaged to her ex. When Veronica ended our friendship, she made sure to leave scars. You're too much, she said. Too intense, too emotional, too everything. No one will ever love you the way you are. Even I can barely tolerate you, and I'm your best friend. Former best friend. The correction came with me standing in her doorway, holding the birthday gift I'd spent weeks making for her, while she listed every reason I was unlovable. My crime? I'd confronted her about constantly canceling our plans for her boyfriend, Ethan. Ethan gets me, she said. He doesn't drain me like you do. You should really work on yourself before expecting anyone to care about you. I left crying, spent months in therapy unpacking whether I really was too much. My therapist helped me realize that being passionate and caring deeply wasn't a flaw. Veronica just wanted friends who never challenged her, never needed anything, never expected reciprocity. 6 months later, I ran into Ethan at a bookstore. He was alone, buying self-help books about recovering from emotional abuse. We grabbed coffee. He looked exhausted. She isolated me from everyone, he said. Convinced me my friends were toxic. My family was manipulative. Then when I had no one else, she'd withdraw affection whenever I didn't act exactly how she wanted. We trauma bonded initially, two people comparing notes on the same person who'd convinced us we were fundamentally broken. But the coffee meetups became dinner. Dinner became long walks. Long walks became him teaching me guitar while I taught him to paint. He was nothing like Veronica described. She'd called him needy, but he was just affectionate. Said he was boring, but he was thoughtfully quiet. Claimed he was controlling, but he actually had boundaries she didn't like. We fell in love slowly, carefully, both terrified we were too damaged from Veronica to trust again, but he celebrated my intensity instead of criticizing it. I appreciated his steadiness instead of calling it boring. We fit in all the places Veronica had convinced us we were wrong. When Veronica found out we were dating, she exploded. Sent me dozens of texts about betrayal, stealing, desperation. I knew you were pathetic, but stealing my ex? He only wants you because you remind him of me. Ethan showed me her text to him. She's using you to get back at me. No one actually wants her. I told her the truth and she couldn't handle it. We didn't respond, just kept building our life together. Moved in after a year, adopted 2 cats she'd never let him have, hosted dinner parties with all the friends she'd driven away from both of us. The proposal happened at the bookstore where we'd reconnected. He got down on one knee in the self-help section. You helped me realize I wasn't broken, just with the wrong person. You're not too much. You're exactly enough. Veronica found out through Instagram, sent one last message. He proposed to hurt me. The whole relationship is about me. You're both still obsessed with me. The thing is, she's rarely come up in our 3 years together. We had one good laugh about her insisting we'd never last 6 months. Otherwise, she's just a footnote in our origin story. The person who accidentally introduced us by hurting us both. Our wedding is next month. Small ceremony with the people who actually love us for who we are. My intensity, his quietness, our shared appreciation for terrible reality TV and Sunday farmers markets. Veronica's current boyfriend reached out to Ethan last week, asking if the emotional manipulation was normal, if constantly being told he's not enough was just her way. Ethan sent him the same self-help book list he'd been buying that day in the bookstore. The guy left her a month later. She posted about how people can't handle strong women, how everyone in her life disappoints her, how she's too good for the energy vampires who drain her. The comments were turned off. I'm not too much. I never was. I was just too much for someone who needed everyone around her to be less so she could feel like more. Ethan wasn't boring. He just wasn't performing emotions for someone else's consumption. We weren't broken. We were just with someone who needed us to be broken so she could feel whole. The wedding invitations went out last week. We didn't send her one, but we did send one to the therapist who helped me realize being told you're unlovable says more about the person saying it than the person hearing it. She RSVP'd yes immediately.